What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman. We actually got our first look at the Loki TV series that'll be coming our way via the Disney streaming service sometime over the next 2 years. Now, this is actually good news because this is one of the first images that we've seen of any of the streaming TV shows, and that means that we might be getting it sooner than later. We're going to break down what's in the image, where it came from, what it means for Loki's return to the MCU, and get more specifically into what we're expecting to see in the show. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button, we're giving away 2 PlayStation 4 Pros, one at the 400,000 subscriber mark, which is right around the corner, as well as a whole slew of other Marvel related stuff, including tickets to go see Spider-Man Far From Home in IMAX once they go on sale. All you have to do, hit the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell, leave a like and a comment on this video, and if you want, stick around to the end of the video. I'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. So this first image of the Loki streaming TV series that we will get on Disney Plus, we just don't know when, is actually coming to us via a couple months ago in the beginning of April. Remember, this would have been pre-Avengers Endgame's release, so everyone was pretty much in a one-track frame of mind at that point. They had an Investors Day meeting, and that's when they revealed a lot of the details about the Disney Streaming Plus. Oh, it feels so long ago, but that's also where we got the logos for both the WandaVision and the Falcon and Winter Soldier TV show. Now, while there was a live feed for all of the investors that couldn't quite make it to the event, there was also a block on the stream at times, and that's when they were announcing these new properties. At the time, they were still trying to get as many eyes as they could on Captain Marvel before Avengers Endgame came out, and it's an awesome problem that Marvel has always had, for them to have to try to make as much room as they can for new properties. Now, it's unclear during this presentation, as you can clearly see Kevin Feige there on the left, if any of the other properties had both the logo and concept art revealed, but in this piece we can clearly see that it's set sometime during the 70s and perhaps 1975, as Jaws is up on the movie marquee. And the most important takeaway from this photo is that this is an adult Loki. You can tell, signified by the green scarf and the hair, and not only an adult but specifically Tom Hiddleston's Loki. Now, while he was attached from the beginning, there were some initial rumors or reports that there was a kid cast to play him and that the show would perhaps focus on Loki when he was a young kid. We can now come to expect that there may be some scenes, and this may focus on lots of periods of Loki's life, trying to further his arc and development as a character. But what we all wanted to see was Tom Hiddleston reprise his role, and it seems as though he'll do just that, considering what's in this concept art. Now, further than that, of course, we have no other details, and again, this is just concept art. There was no footage shown at this point. Nothing's been sent to footage except for the Falcon and Winter Soldier TV show, which is set to start filming any day here now in Atlanta, probably in the earliest parts of August, which means they're just wrapping up pre-pro, and we're going to see that released, according to reports, in October of 2020. Now, given who Tom Hiddleston is, the fan favorite that he is in the MCU, his character Loki's relationship with Thor, and the relationship to the Avengers and all of the events of the Infinity Saga, you would think that his show would be high up on priority as compared to, say, WandaVision or Hawkeye, but who knows exactly what they want to do. And sadly, if we're just getting the Falcon and the Winter Soldier TV show as early as 2020, we probably won't see this till 2021. They're not going to go ahead and release 2 shows of this magnitude concurrently, or maybe they would. It's Disney. It's possible, but probably not. Remember, they like to have all of their properties have some time in the sun. Now, if you were paying attention, I used that line specifically because of what Loki said to his brother in Infinity War before Thanos killed him, and a lot of people have wondered if Loki could even return to the MCU during Phase 4 or down the road, if he's immortal, and if we'll see him in Thor 4. I think the fact that he's going to have his own TV show definitely precludes him from that. Now, those same hopefuls also wonder if there's any chance that this Loki TV series will focus on what happened with Loki when he grabbed the Tesseract and left in that alternate timeline, but there's a couple of reasons I don't think this works. The first of which, it would cheapen the events during Avengers Endgame. That's meant to wrap up the Infinity Saga. The Russos and the writers may disagree on a lot of points, but perhaps one of them hinted at when Captain America returned, he solved all of those problems. Even if it's ambiguous, it's meant to be left as a bookmark for that period, and I don't think they're going to explore what happened when he left, because it would only open Pandora's box up to what else could happen. The second reason it doesn't really make sense to do that, although I understand, guys, we want to follow our Loki's main continuity into the future, not into the past, is because, well, just that. His past builds out his arc and has a lot of meaning for what already happened, but unfortunately, if you follow Loki down an alternate timeline, it's just that, an alternate timeline where there's no stakes, no consequences for our universe, the Marvel 616, or whatever you want to call the main continuity for the MCU. So whatever's going on that alternate timeline might be awesome and it's our Loki, quote unquote, but whatever he's doing has no relevance for what's happening for us. And like a double-sided coin works the other way as well, whatever they establish in the movies going forward doesn't cross over to Loki, Tom Hiddleston's character, and there's a disconnect and divide in that. Now, for devil's advocacy's sake, I will say that Marvel Comics did this all the time. This is actually a dream scenario, because when you want to write a different story for a character that already has an enormous canon, like what happened in the comics after several decades of writing a character, you just have a clean sweep. And one of the best ways that Marvel Comics found of doing this when a writer wanted to reboot one character's continuity was simply jump him over to another timeline or reality, exactly what happened in the MCU. But again, if his TV show on the Disney streaming series is going to be MCU inclusive, they're not going to spend time explaining what happens in an alternate timeline. Rather, they're going to build out Loki's arc as it pertains to what happened already, what we've seen. And as you see clearly here in this photo set during the mid-70s, they're going to show us some of his backstory. Now, there's a lot left to be said with what happened with Loki, why he did not like Earth so much, and why he wanted to rule us. And given everything we already know about his story arc, what happened with Thor, Odin, his family, and the clues they've given us, there's a good chance it's going to be some sort of narcissistic reboot, some sort of love lost, and a dichotomous parallel with what happened with Thor. And if they play that out over the microcosm of a couple of years during his 1,000-year lifespan spent here on Earth during the mid-70s, then there's a really good chance that we can find some evidence from some other things that Disney has done recently with prequel series, and namely Star Wars, to point specifically to what we're going to get with this Loki TV show. Now, this is definitely my own theory, and I know it's been commonplace here for the last couple of months that whenever I say something, a couple of other channels in my immediate purview always say the exact same thing as their own argument, but you heard it here first. What's going to happen is a lot like what happened with Rogue One. They're going to go ahead and give you a poignant story with Loki, build out his character arc, spend a lot of flashbacks building out exactly what led him to whatever happens in this couple of year span, be it love lost or something else. And then what will happen during the last couple of episodes, or in sort of like a post-credit scene for the TV show, they'll go ahead and jump that forward, and just like Rogue One did, lead it into some major moment, whether that be a meeting with Thanos, a meeting with the Chitauri, and that way you get a poignant scene and not only get to relish in now this newfound information and possible retconning of whatever they want to do for Loki's character, but specifically get that poignancy and relevancy to what we love so much already in the stories in the MCU. This is commonplace storytelling, and of course Disney's been doing it. They just did it with another major franchise in Star Wars, and whether you liked Rogue One or not, doing that in the end sequence definitely upped the relevancy because specifically of the immediacy of tying it into that very first Star Wars movie. I think there's a really good chance they're going to do something exactly like that with Loki. They could also replicate this in some of the other series, perhaps whatever happens in the Falcon Captain America / Winter Soldier TV show will lead into that new Avengers film. It's yet to be seen exactly what they're going to focus on here, but Loki is one of the most dynamic villains in the MCU, and although we're going to be getting a new one here in Phase 4, it's awesome that this Disney streaming service even exists, because it's going to give us a chance to get a character study on an old favorite in a completely different format than we have before. What other characters in the MCU are going to say that they have 8 or 9 or 12 hour long episodes? It's yet to be seen how many episodes per season, so please do not hold me to that by any means. It could end up being British style and just being 3 longer episodes, but I'm sure we're going to find out a lot more details about that and other stuff during D23, which is coming in the end of August, and maybe a little at San Diego Comic-Con too, guys. Don't worry too much about that. It's not like Marvel is just going to go completely silent between now and then. Let me know what you think in the comments about all of this. How hype are you for this Loki TV show? Are you excited to see his return? What exactly do you think they're going to cover, and do you agree with my assessment that they're probably going to tie it in directly exactly the same way they did with Rogue One? And quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. All right, we're giving away 2 PlayStation 4 Pros, one at the 400,000 subscriber mark, which we're going to easily hit in the next couple of weeks, if not by the end of the month. We're also giving away a second PlayStation 4 Pro over on my Spotify account, Allfires. It's free and easy to enter that one as well. All you have to do, follow the link down in the description and comments below. If you have a Spotify Spotify account, great. If you don't, it's free to make one. All you have to do, follow the link, follow my account, all fires, the little buttons up in the top right hand corner, then stream the song, screenshot that either on your phone or your PC, and then send the screenshot to everythingalwaysYT@gmail.com. I know it's a couple hoops to jump through, but far fewer people are going to do this than sub at the channel, and it'll greatly increase your odds of winning a PlayStation 4 Pro. Now, over at the channel still, we are giving away the PlayStation 4 Pro, some new prizes once we hit 400K, and we'll also be giving away a ton of tickets to go see Spider-Man Far From Home in IMAX once they go on sale, all the way leading up to the film. If you want to win any of the stuff here at the channel, all you have to do is hit the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell, leave a like and a comment on the video, and the more videos that you like and comment on, the better chance you have of winning. My name's Michael Roman. This is Everything Always, guys. Thanks for checking out the channel. Stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.